Hello everyone, my name is Legend Ronnie and this game is Rise of Kingdoms. Stage 2, Eve of the Crusade. This is exactly what I'm going to talk in this video. I want to give you guys some tips and advices about the Stage 2. We're also going to talk about the individual rewards because pretty much this is everyone will probably interested in, or the majority of players. What will they be able to obtain if they actually train some troops? So I'm gonna go through all the stages, if it's actually worth it or not, and give you guys some tips and advices about it. Right here, now as we look at the rankings, first thing that we can talk about it is WTF. Baba TC ATATURK has broke the limits, has broke the chains, has demolished everyone. Morale is to the ground. Well, at least not ours, because he's on our side, so definitely. But 4.5 million T5, that's pretty much how much he trained. So if you look at the points over here, you're noticing the last line. I'm covering a little bit of it. It says tier 5 units 20 points. So if you do that in math, he trained about 4.5 million T5s. That's a lot. The second one is Havilondo with another 2 million T5, and then we have Majid E. So definitely you want to have this kind of people in your kingdom. After that we have Elizabetha and Super Ronin coming strong from behind. Havinismo is also doing some training as well. Let's not forget him. In terms of more training, before I go to the actual part, if it's actually worth it, on the individual rewards, Baba is planning to reach 500 million power. So 500 million power. If I go to the alliance and if I check his power, you're noticing he's 461 million power. Yeah, sorry, I need to catch my breath on that. So he's planning to train another 4 million T5s. It's getting hot in here, or is just my imagination? So another 4 million T5 troops, that means another 80 million points. If he gets to 500 million, that means that he's gonna be the highest power player in this game, and that for me that's an honor to actually have him in our alliance. He also made a huge request to Lilith that he actually wants a Baba button. He posted it on Facebook. On the Rise of Kingdom Facebook page. He actually wants a Baba button because he's struggling every day for a week to tap like 45-50 times to purchase the entire shop. So I do hope that Lilith would actually do something about it so he can just tap once and just empty the shop. That would be cool. And easy in the same time. No struggle. Now, let's check a little bit about the rewards, because this is pretty much, like I mentioned, what players are most likely interested about. What can they get if they obtain one of the ranks? Is it actually worth it to start training and spending training speed ups for a couple of sculptures? Well, first of all, what you need to think about is that you're helping your kingdom. So by training, you are helping your kingdom. Probably some of you don't actually have the training speed ups or the speed ups. Remember that universal speed ups can also be used for training. It's not necessary that you need to have specific only training speed ups. Best way that you can actually train, it's very obviously you wait for a 15% rune, you wait for the kingdom buff, you make sure you're in an alliance that actually has the shrine for the training speed 15% and the relic for the 5% training, because all these they actually stack. So you can have the maximum training speed, which is really, really helpful, and it actually allows you to train more troops. My advice is that if you manage to get first or second rank, that's actually beneficial for your kingdom, because you have this buff for the entire Lost Kingdom. That's gonna be 1.5 months of playing, give or take some days. They keep modifying for how long the Lost Kingdom is, from the first season until the second season, and this season I also heard that the time might be modified as well. So you're having these bonuses for the entire Lost Kingdom. That's all damage. Either you do rallies, either you do field battles, whatever you do, you have these bonuses. Now, if you don't manage to get the first 2 ranks, or the kingdom doesn't manage to get the first 2 ranks, my advice is that the kingdom should push for rank 5, which is very, very hard, because you're noticing that it's 3 ranks under and is about 4 ranks above. So very, very hard to actually go for the rank 5. That's why it's always advisable to try to get as high as possible. Rank 5 is more like throwing the dices, to be honest, to actually get it. Right here. Now that was the kingdom part. Now let's go to the individual points. There is no reason to talk about the top 3 rankings, because we already noticed the amount of troops that have been trained. And this is pretty much what is happening in every Lost Kingdom. I presume that the top 3 rankings are by high spenders, or high spenders from the kingdom that are actually taking those spots. As low spenders, free to play, medium spenders, don't think we can ever aspire or think about this kind of rankings, even though the rewards are very, very sweet. Then let's talk about some other rankings which are actually accessible for players like us, low spender, medium spender, or even free to play, who actually stocked up large amount of speed ups. Now, if you manage to get in the rank 10, that's 15 sculptures, that's pretty good. Let's check from my kingdom to actually see how much has been trained. So the top 10 player has trained about 600k T5. That means, give or take, that means that he also done something in the stage 1. Now 600k T5 for 15 sculptures, I would say that is highly worth it. If we go higher, you can probably add more, 700, then probably can add more, up to 800 T5 troops. That's definitely a lot of speed ups. Not very accessible for a lot of players, but in the end, like I mentioned, you're also helping your kingdom in the same time while you get some rewards. So 15 sculptures, I would say that's pretty rewarding, considering that you will have those bonuses for the entire Lost Kingdom. This is something that a lot of players don't put in balance. When you think about kingdom, when you think about Lost Kingdom, you don't need to think about yourself, you need to think about the kingdom. You need to widen your area of thinking, not what the personal rewards. And the personal rewards are fairly decent. You probably spend in a Mightiest Governor event this amount of speed ups, and it doesn't guarantee you rank 1 or probably not even rank 2. But these universal speed ups, you can use them on whichever commander you desire. Further down is gonna be the rank 11 and 20, which again is also 10 sculptures. So even if you fail to be in the top 10 and you're in the top 20, you still get 10 sculptures. Part of the 10 sculptures, let's say in the top 20. So you're noticing that the amount of training has dropped. This means about 400k T5, presuming that he done a lot of training in the stage 1. Now I'm saying high numbers in the training, but again, don't forget about the stage 3 as well. So if you do have action points saved, you can coup a bunch of points in the stage 3 as well. It was nerfed, it was noticed in the updates as they keep adding updates to the game. It was on one of the updates when the points from the stage 3 from 45,000 has been reduced to 10,000, meaning that is not so much. A chest in the stage 1 grant us 7,000 points, but that also involved killing a lot of barbarians to actually get one. Forts give 10,000 points, and they require just one march of 140 action points, presuming that you're using peacekeeping commanders. And if you want to go further and save action points when you do those marches, you have to kill a couple of barbarians with those marches and make sure they never return home. So if you keep joining rallies with the same march, it can cost you up to 130 maximum. Using peacekeeping, killing 5 barbarians or guardians, you can also kill guardians, it's still reduced, and then don't return that march home. So as long as you keep joining rallies with the same march, it should cost you 130. So I would say that that's pretty great. and you can actually get a lot of points in the stage 3 as well. So again, up to 20 you still get 10 sculptures and you train like 400k T5. Even if you're training T4, you can still get one of the ranks. Now, for going further down, if you go on the rewards, this is the lowest I would actually go, is the rank 50. So up to rank 50, I would say that it's still worth it. 5 sculptures, you still get something. Again, you're fighting for your kingdom. Put in mind the big picture. So if you go on the top 50, this is pretty much about 200k T5, presuming that again the player has done something in the stage 1. About 200k T5. Now if we do this in T4, this is probably the range where the free-to-play player can actually qualify. It's gonna be about 500k T4. Now that's pretty obtainable by a T4 player. That's what I would say. A T4 player who actually saved some speed ups or actually done a lot of marauders in the stage 1 and spent a lot of action points should definitely have a lot of speed ups. 500k T4, it's very doable. And again, you get up to 5 sculptures if you're in the rank 50 or the top 50. Don't forget about the stage 3. Again, you can still make points with that. So you can definitely, if you fight for it, you can stay in the top 50 and you can get some sculptures. My plan would be to stay in the top 50, so I'm definitely gonna do some training as well. But we haven't got a 15% rune yet, so I'm gonna leave it for the last day, see how it's actually gonna go, if we get a 50% rune or not. Right, yo, that's pretty much about the stage 2. That's what I have to say. So you pretty much know your speed ups. Everyone knows their speed ups. Everyone know how far they can go. Everyone know how much they can train. But I just want to give you guys some tips and advices about the stage 2 and actually let you know that it does worth it to train some speed ups. You don't need to think about yourself only on those events that probably reward you more in terms of sculptures, like Mightiest Governor or any other training events, like Lord of War and so on, which gives you like 20 sculptures if you get top 1. If you get top 1, so bear in mind about that, because it's not easy even to win those events. There you go, plenty of reasons to actually invest in the Eve of the Crusade. The kingdom rankings and the kingdom rewards will be throughout the entire Lost Kingdom. That's pretty much all I have to say about the stage 2 Eve of the Crusade. I hope you guys find this very, very helpful. This is your boy Legend Ronnie signing off. Peace out, yo, and take care.